Hey guys, in this video I want to go ahead and explain to you exactly should you do an inspection on a home or not. And I'm going to tell you kind of why. And the answer to that is yes, yes, yes. Always do inspections on homes, on rent-to-own homes or just regular retail homes. You always want to do inspections, and I can tell you why. This home right here, I'm in the kitchen of it. I thought it'd be cool to show you the actual home itself, to kind of tell you exactly what had just happened to a rent-to-own buyer that we just took through this home. So basically, they fell in love with this house, okay? And they basically, what ended up happening was they fell in love with this house. They got the seller to agree everything on terms and everything, but the seller did not disclose one thing. We strongly advised our rent-to-own client or our rent-to-own buyer to go ahead and do inspections on this home, as you should on every single home. Now, the home itself, it looks like it's been really updated and everything, okay? And it has. It has been really updated. But the thing of it is that there were some unforeseen problems in this house that the buyer couldn't see and us as the rent-to-own specialist couldn't see until we actually had that inspected. So here's what happened. We put the house on our contract and everything, and then we went ahead and did our inspections. We had the inspector go through this house, and come to find out, this house needed a lot of electrical work. Now, this is something that is probably not your expertise, and it definitely might not be your rent-to-own specialist expertise either. Okay, but it might. But basically, we went through this home inspection, and there was a lot wrong with this electrical. The electrical box itself, then there wasn't electric in a lot of places. There was wires up in the attic that just weren't going anywhere, and it was just a disaster. It almost sounded like the house was going to burn down. So it didn't even have a stove outlet. So this is an electric stove. It didn't even have an outlet for the stove. But you know what? We didn't see that whenever we walked through here because we're not inspectors. Hopefully you can see this. This is the electric panel. It looks just like a normal electric panel, right? A little bit outdated, but whenever the inspector actually took the screws right here off, actually there's a screw in it right here, whenever they took those screws off, there was wires crossed and everything back there that you can't see. You cannot see from right here. There was no washer. There was no washer hookup that we did notice. But there was no washer hookup over here, and there was no dryer for electric for the dryer. We did notice that too, but I want to really focus on this, and that's we couldn't find out. Just based upon this, it looks like a normal electric panel. If you were to open that up back timing the inspections, there was wires crossed, and the house could have honestly burnt down from what was going on with that. So the answer to that question is yes, you always want to go ahead and do inspections so that you don't end up seeing a beautiful home and then seeing an electric box that looks good, but behind it is a lot of unforeseen problems that could cost you a lot of money. Now, in this case, what our rent-to-own buyer did was as a rent-to-own specialist, we went through and we advised them, obviously, to go ahead and do inspections. They did inspections, found out there's a lot of stuff wrong with the electric, and then what this buyer did was we went back to the seller and we said, hey, there's a lot of stuff wrong here that either you didn't disclose or you just didn't know about. There's a lot of stuff wrong here, and unfortunately, we can't buy this unless this stuff gets fixed. The seller went ahead and fixed it, and now our rent-to-own buyer is going to be moving into this home within the next week. So yes, absolutely, you always want to go ahead and do an inspection on a home. An inspector will go through here and they go through with a fine-tooth comb, if you will, and they don't rip out all the drywall or sheetrock or the plaster or anything like that. They don't do any of that, but they do test the electric, the plumbing, and everything to make sure that the house is sound and it is in good working order. And if it's not, they're going to tell you what's wrong with it. They're also going to get on the outside of the home, make sure the roof is secure and everything like that. They're going to make sure that you're getting a good investment in a good, sound home. And if not, they're going to tell you exactly what is wrong with the home so that you can either be okay with that and go back to the seller and say, you know what, I'm okay with that. My dad's a handyman or something like that. I'm okay with those fixes because I got a really good deal on this house. Or you can go back to that seller and actually have them fix it. So yes, 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 do inspections, home inspections, always, and that's why. So hope you enjoyed the video, and all you got to do is get in touch with your rent-to-own specialist, and we'll talk to you soon.